Hey everybody, I am Shanita. This channel is Essence of Coils. Welcome. If you've never been here before, I appreciate you stopping by. To my regular subscribers, hey! It's been a minute since I've been on, but I am coming to show you my wash day this week. So, y'all, I couldn't decide which brand I was going to use today. I was in the mood for an all-out super duper extra moisturizing wash day today, probably because I hadn't washed my hair in a week, but that was why I wanted to do something extra. And so I could not decide because, as you all know, I have about I'm reaching for five. I'm reaching for my 5 all-time favorite brands, and I've pretty much got down 4. And these would be brands that I love everything they make. Now, you guys know I've probably got easily, I bet if I were to sit down and count, easily at least 100 brands in here. But there are just a few brands that are just my holy grails that I will always have, that I can pick up absolutely any product from the line and I would love. So I decided, instead of trying to give myself a headache trying to choose one, I'm going to use 2 of them today, and perhaps next week I'll do another 2, but I'm still on the hunt for that 5th one. Lots of brands that I love, most of the things, but my top 5, I will love everything. So today I'm going to use 2 of my favorite brands, and one of them being BeautyNest by AF, and AF is Anna Flores, that is her name. I am a brand ambassador for this company, and speechless. And every time, like, because I got so many brands, when I go to use one and then go back to this, it's like, oh my gosh, this stuff is so good. It's such a good reminder as to how wonderful it really is. So I'm going to be doing BeautyNest and Mane Krush. This is a deep conditioner. I have probably got most of the products from each brand, and so I'm going to just kind of take a little step back from some of the newer, smaller brands and go back home, I call it, to some of my first loves. So I use this Ado Build Up African Moisturizing Black Soap Shampoo from BeautyNest today, and y'all, I've probably used this 5 times. I'm telling you, it is right here. When I tell you I only need a drop for my entire section, I mean a drop. I don't know how this stuff is so moisturizing and gets my hair so clean and yet be so soft. I love African black soap. Those of you who've been around hear me say that every single time I mention it. Love it. This has in it palm kernel oil. Well, that's part of African black soap. Some of the extra ingredients are honey. There's a botanical blend, sulfur, it has vitamin E, it has cocoa butter, rosemary flower water, peppermint oil, preservative, and fragrance. But the suds from this stuff is so incredible. I like using black soap as an alternative to a sulfate shampoo sometimes. So it is a good clarifier. So it is mainly when I use this. It's not water substance. It is slightly thicker than that, which I love, because then it helps me not to lose so much. When a product is like thin as water, you can kind of lose a lot of it, and it's hard to kind of figure out where you've put it and where you didn't. And this is super easy. Number one, because every strand it touches instantly softens, but it cleans so well. I did not pre-poo my hair again, and so I could use this by itself on top of my 10-day-old dry hair and had no problem with finger detangling my hair. It's come away completely moisturized. I could run my fingers through it, pull it apart. It feels like I've already deep conditioned. Okay, that's that. That just excited me, you guys. So I'm going to be using the Cosmo Curliton by Mane Krush today, because I haven't used a line with Ayurvedic herbs in it or a protein treatment in a while. So I know that I can go to this as a moisture. It has some moisturizing properties, and also it has Ayurvedic herbs in it that's going to strengthen my hair and give me some semblance of protein without using the protein. This is good enough that that I could use it easily every week. So when you hear me say protein, don't think that that means you can only use this when you need protein. This is so super moisturizing. You can use it every week. No issue whatsoever. I can anyway. So here is the consistency of the DC, if you haven't seen it. I don't know many people who have not. Let me get something out of here. It is very thick, as you can see. It is going nowhere. And this is what it is like. Super duper thick. It has in it water, aloe vera, babasu oil, sunflower oil, mango butter, macadamia oil, metal foam seed oil, shea butter, green tea, nettle, amla, parsley leaf, licorice root, methi, comfrey, hibiscus, fragrance, and optofen. That's so exciting. Just reading that makes me excited. So I came on here with my crazy looking t-shirt because I have already shampooed and conditioned my hair, and I wanted to keep it nice and moist, so I kept this back on here. And now I will apply my hair. Oh my god, my hair feels so good. That shampoo is just incredible. If you are a person who has used black soap in the past on your skin or hair and found it to be very stripping, it can be stripping. It is very few people I have found who've been able to balance it out with just the perfect amount of moisture that when you come away, you don't feel like you've used black soap at all. My hair is so clean and soft. It's got that soft, fluffy feel to it. I'm just amazed from how moisturized it is now, considering how dry and brittle it was when I started. Like, you're taking a big risk to even use a black soap on hair as dry as mine was. Nuts. Before I do this, actually, also, here is what I'm going to use on my scalp. This is also by BeautyNest. This is their hair growth oil called Watch Me Grow. And it is an Ayurvedic powerhouse, she calls it, because it too uses tons of Ayurvedic herbs. As a base, it has rice bran oil, avocado oil, sweet almond, olive, hemp, castor, and black seed oil. And Ayurveda wise, it has amla, brahmi, ginger root, hibiscus flower, aloe vera, horsetail, ama, neem, cayenne pepper, calendula, dandelion, fenugreek, marshmallow root, yucca root, mustard seed, and on and on and on. That is not even near all of the ingredients, but it is just this great natural oil that is so nice, and it's not thick, but I typically use it on my scalp. Number one, because the herbs in it are so good for your scalp, for helping your scalp, the follicles on your scalp to kind of strengthen, to hold in that hair so you don't get as much breakage, and it's also so nourishing to the scalp. So I'm going to use this as my scalp oil treatment while I use the deep conditioner from Mane Krush on my actual hair. The DC from Mane Krush, you guys, is so good and is so natural. Obviously, both of these products are 100% natural, that I can also, and I typically do, use the deep conditioner all the way down to my scalp. I'm not rubbing it on my scalp. I'm really rubbing it onto the roots of my hair. But I have noticed that I can use it on my scalp and not get any problem at all. That is the wonderful bonus about natural products. If you have scalp issues, you don't have to worry about, is this going to affect my scalp in any way? Because it generally does not cause any problems at all. So I'm just rubbing this in because I like for this to really kind of absorb down into my scalp as I am sitting under the heat, so that while my hair is absorbing all the conditioners and moisturizers in the DC, I want my scalp to absorb some of this lusciousness. And this just feels so good. I'm gonna go because I could sit here and do that for quite some time. I probably will do it some more when I'm done. But here is this. It's almost like a thick clay. Looking at it, you would think it has like bentonite clay or one of those thick clays to it, but I did not see that in there. It is just great in every freaking way. It smooths on so good. You can feel it moisturizing almost instantly. And if you've not been here before, then yes, you will notice this girl goes ham on DC. Yes, she does. I believe in getting every single strand of my hair covered with DC. Deep conditioner is the absolute most important part of your wash day process. It is the healthiest thing you can do for your hair. I think it is where our hair absorbs the absolute most moisture. It is where it gets all of its nourishment and hydration when you sit this on here and sit up under some heat and let it all absorb in. So yes, I do. And I aim to get all of it covered. My hair is low porosity, and it really has a hard time absorbing products. So when I see a product like this one, instantly taking in my hair taking in that product, it makes me super duper happy, knowing that the heat is going to increase that process. I'm already ahead of the game with the fact that it is already moisture. I mean, it's already absorbing. Okay, so this is about it. I haven't used Mane Krush's products in so long. I really need to probably use this container up this time. But a little goes so far. You see how thick it was? Even if you have thicker hair, like you just don't need a whole lot. I have used some DCs where I use the entire 8 ounces in one wash day. Used it literally one time. And Mane Krush is one of those that, because of how it spreads and what it's made of, is so rich that I can feel that I don't need as much. So I can actually use it several times, which I love. But every now and then, like now, I'm at this place where I've got so many deep conditioners open, I really need to use some up. So I am not upset if I use some now one time, especially if it's already been opened. So here's what I'm gonna do all over this exact same process. I will be back. Y'all, I'm getting so not unorganized, just don't have the time and or discipline anymore to sit down and record every single step in my videos like I used to. I will put some of the old BeautyNest and Mane Krush videos in the description box for you to see if you want to see like every single step. You can look at one of the old ones, but for now, most of you get what I'm gonna do and why I do it. I've said it so many times, so I don't want to bore you with another long video just repeating myself. So I will see you back in the next clip. I don't know when that's gonna be, y'all. I don't know. We'll see. We'll just see. Okay, I just rinsed out the deep conditioner. That was great. Another tip, I didn't get under heat, you guys. I threw on some shorts and t-shirt and decided to work out during that time and create some heat for myself without actually having to put on heat. Kill two birds with one stone. If you are trying to better your health and don't have time for exercise, that is another tip I always give people. Put your plastic cap on. I normally put another little, I don't have it in here, little wave cap I got out of Sally's. They advertise for men, and put a little headband on and get on there and do whatever it is that you like to do for exercise. Creating that heat in your body and closing it off with the cap allows that heat to rise up to your head so that your hair can benefit from the heat of your own body. So that is what I did. I rinsed that out. It was fabulous. I feel so much better, as exercise always makes me feel. So now I am going to use the styling products. I have the Crisis Control Ayurvedic Leave-In. It's been a while since I used these, so I pulled them both because I'm not sure which one did what. And this is knotless. I do remember this one was a little bit lightweight than this one was. So sometimes when I find one that is like that, I'll combine them, a little bit of both, and put that on top. And I'm also going to use the, I'm so disorganized today. Okay, the Unicorn Curls. This styler is pretty basic. It has water, aloe vera gel, shea butter, sunflower oil, honey, marshmallow root, slippery elm, fenugreek, BTMS, and preservative and fragrance. So it's really kind of basic. It does not contain a lot of ingredients, but I remember this being super duper moisturizing. And the infamous Curl Teeny. I believe I am going to just add a tad bit of this on top for hold. If you haven't seen this before, Lord, honey, I don't know where you've been, but this is the infamous Curl Teeny. It is blue and it is like a cream gel. And for those of you who are type 4 who don't do wash and goes and think that they are just not for you, they're dry, you have to use gels that are super duper drying, I got a great wash and go using this. And so this is a great styling product. It gives your hair some hold, but it also traps in moisture without making your hair crunchy. So I'm going to use the Unicorn Curls and then add like just a smidgen of this to it, just so I can create a little hole. It's really humid here, and girl, I just, I cannot be doing hair several times a week like I used to. I miss doing it, but I just can't. So this Crisis Control Leave-In says it maximizes moisture, eases detangling, adds shine, softens, and reduces breakage. It says it's a multi-purpose leave-in that's perfect for moisturizing and hydrating hair, which is exactly what I like in my leave-in. It oh, I did read this before. I remember this. The water, babasu oil, avocado oil, castor oil. This does not have a butter in it. So that is what gave me a little pause, because almost all of my hair is just harder to moisturize, and maybe it's in my mind, but I like to have just a little bit of butter in my leave-in. And you know what? Neither of these do, actually. No, the knotless doesn't have a butter in it also. So yeah, they're pretty, well, they're kind of, sort of. They both have water, aloe vera juice, and then some different oils in it. This has shea bay and marshmallow root. The knotless has honey and slippery elm. Some of the same ingredients, but the base primary ingredients are different. So you're getting different kind of oils, and the knotless has honey and this one does not. So to benefit from all of it, I am gonna use them both. Let's see how I can do this. My hair feels so good. I'm telling you, when your hair just feels good from washing and conditioning, especially when you've gone all week with it being so super dry, I'm telling you, it feels so good. So good. Just so much better just from that alone. So I am going to show you how I'm going to do this. So here's the Crisis Control. I always say this reminds me of the Elmer's glue bottle. Like every time I look at it, every time I pick it up, I think about that Elmer's glue. And so I'm going to take about this much of the Crisis Control. Come on, baby. And about this much of the knotless. So here's the knotless. Yeah, it is a lightweight leave-in. This is one you probably want if you've got actual curly hair and not kinky hair like I do. This one, as you can see, is a little richer. It's a little thicker. So I could use this one, but I like the idea of combining this because I think this would just be too lightweight for my hair. So I'm gonna just enjoy the best of both worlds and put them both together. I do remember that. That is the one thing I remember about the knotless. A lot of people said they liked it, and I liked it. It just did not make my hair feel as moisturized as it typically does with leave-ins. So I remember liking the other one. So yeah, that's always an option. Just combine them. And I have the enchanted oil that I don't know how to work this in. Like, all of these products are so super duper moisturizing. I don't need an oil, but that enchanted oil, all the oils she offers, just give your hair so much shine. It just feels so good. It's just a nice way to top it off. So I may end up just adding a few drops on top of that even. A lot of people's hair cannot handle that much product. You may get product buildup, so you may not have to use or should use one leave-in and one styler. But sometimes when it's hard to decide, I know that my hair can handle both. So I am going to do this for all sections, and then I'll come back and show you how much of the styling products that I'm going to use to twist my hair. And yeah, I'm also going to go back in and use a little bit of the scalp oil, the same one from BeautyNest, the Watch Me Grow. I'm add a little bit more to my scalp and rub it in. I tend to get dry scalp. If I did not do that, I wouldn't do any more. Letting it sit in my scalp while I was conditioning was enough. Like, it felt terrific. It still feels terrific, but because I know it tends to dry out over the week, I'm going to add just a tad bit more and massage it all in while I'm styling to try to lock some more in. So I will be back in a second, everybody. Okay, so I have the leave-in in all over, and I am debating about this curl TD. I just don't think I need it. Okay, I'm just gonna do it. All right, so I'm gonna section off a little bit of hair. Actually, not a little bit. I'm going a little bigger this time with my twists. I'm gonna start seeing what these will do with bigger sections. I am really trying to find smarter, shorter ways to do my hair. That's really not all that much bigger, but for the rest of my hair, I am going to attempt to do them a little bit bigger. Let's see how these products hold up as far as moisturizing and definition with a little bit more bigger twists. Y'all, I don't think I'm gonna add the curl teeny. I just don't think I am, because number one, this has aloe gel in it. It is already going to give it some hold. And this product, of course, is white. This is blue. That means I got to dig my fingers in one container and then dig it in another. I'm not doing all that. Forget that. I'm not doing all that. I'll use the curl teeny when I decide to do a wash and go next time. So I'm going to use this much unicorn curls and rub this on top of the leave-in. But I am gonna add, ooh, I forgot that squirts out. That's more oil than I want to use. I'm gonna wipe some off. Ideally, like literally 1 to 2 drops of this oil is more than enough. And I'm gonna detangle. My hair feels so freaking good. Oh my gosh. All right, so here's what this one looks like, and I'm gonna finish this up and then I'll come back and I'll show you what it ends up looking like So I am back. It is day 3 of me having twisted my hair with the Mane Krush, and I just remembered as I was taking them down that I promised to come back and show you the size of these and to tell you what I did. So as you can see, this is one section. So they all, I guess, were about this size. I made them slightly bigger in the back. Y'all, this definition was crazy. This actually took me so little time to do. I don't know if I really was focused on getting it done faster or I really made these a lot bigger. So there's one, and they all, I guess, are about this size. A lot of people wouldn't even think that that was big at all, but they're bigger than I normally make mine. So what I ended up doing, as I said before, was combining the two leave-ins, and I used the unicorn curls, and that's it. I ended up adding a little bit of oil to seal it in, and that was the enchanted oil, and twisted it up. It's been up for a couple of days, so I'm going to use a little bit of this oil to finish taking these down. I'm making a mess. I need to clean up in here so bad. Okay. I actually had my hair up in this, look, scrunchie. Had to twist up in a ponytail for those 3 days. The first night I slept in a bonnet, and the nights after that I just slept on the satin pillowcase because I really wanted my hair to dry. I was working out during the daytime, so it was really kind of wet and ugh. So I wanted to make sure that it dried in between, and so I slept with no bonnet on the last couple of nights. But I'm not going to stay on where I am while I'm unraveling these, but as you can see, they're coming apart very nicely. I really need to start sectioning these off as I take them down so that I can figure out where I am and not have so many left undone when I'm finished. So I literally just take this and find a good place to pull it apart. If it pulls apart easily, then I let it go. If it doesn't, just take your finger and kind of give it a little twirl. That kind of helps to put it back in shape a little bit. I was sitting watching TV and I started taking these down and just unraveling, so there's no order whatsoever to this. But this is what I am going to do until I finish these up. I'm just going to literally separate them. One little twirl at the end will kind of help bend the ends into some sort of curl. I really like my hair with the rod on the end. It really comes out a lot nicer and the ends are not so raggedy. But usually at night, number one, I'm tired, and my morning starts so early, I just don't want to get up in the morning having to deal with the rods. I really don't. So I just go with whatever they look like once I take them down. I'll do maybe a little bit more of that once it gets cooler. Okay, I'm gonna go off and finish this. I'll come back and fluff it out and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, here is the finished product. I'm not going to do much more than this. This has held up really well for 3 days, and the heat, and Lord, all I've been through in 3 days. It is done very, very well. The definition is very nice. It held very good considering I did much bigger twists this time. I knew that these products were going to be nice and hydrating, and so once I separated them, I wasn't going to get a whole lot of frizz. I probably could have taken this down a little bit earlier and saved some of the definition and got less frizz. But number one, I let them probably stay too long. Number two, the heat, the humidity, the sweat. And the third thing is, of course, I fluffed and fluffed and fluffed and fluffed. So it does have some frizz. But a lot of that too is because, again, I made bigger sections. So if you want more definition, you need to make smaller twists. If you want a fuller look and don't care about definition, then you can make them slightly bigger. So let us go ahead and review what I think of these. I think we all pretty much know where I stand. I used the Cosmo Curlington Deep Conditioner. This was absolutely awesome. I think it should be in your arsenal as one of those that you can go to for a nice moisture balance product. I think you could use this every weekend with no problems. It has tons of moisture. It has tons of slip. It has mango butter, maru oil, sunflower oil, babasu oil. It has a whole slew of Ayurvedic herbs, and it is, I think this was one that is meant more so to more lean toward the strengthening side. It says strengthens, reduces shedding, breakage, and restores. I found it to be very hydrating. That's me. I really love that. And then I combined these two for my hair, and I would say anybody with more coarse hair, the knotless is a very good hydrating leave-in. It's just not enough for coarse hair, in my opinion, just with my experience of it. If you have hair that is, just not as wiry, not as coarse and dry, you could probably get away with this by itself. But for me, the combination of them both, the crisis control one is a little bit thicker, so putting them together, I feel like I got the best of both worlds. I really, really like this. Putting it together, and then I let my hair sit for a little bit before I went back in and start twisting. It was perfect together. And you saw how much I used, I believe, in really going in on the leave-in. A lot of the products with the Ayurvedic herbs in it really can strengthen your hair, depending on how your hair reacts to protein is probably very similar to how it will act with products with Ayurvedic herbs in it. So kind of let that be your gauge. I can do a little bit more protein and not have a lot of problem for some reason, even though my hair is super low porosity. But I don't have an issue with those. So combining these two was fine, and they do both have Ayurvedic herbs in it, and not necessarily the same ones. The crisis control has the shebe, Irish moss, marshmallow root, hibiscus flowers, fenugreek. That's just some of them. And the knotless has slippery elm, lavender, cinnamon, clove. Actually, that's it. Marshmallow root. So that is why this one is so hydrating. It has those slippery ingredients in it that just cause this just glides on so nicely. So use that as a guide for how you think it might work for you. I really struggled with whether I was going to put some of the Curltini on top, and honestly, I think I could have, but by the time I'd already used so much leave-in, like, I just didn't want it to be, I didn't know how it was going to turn out. It was the first time I'd done it like that, and especially having used so much. I didn't want it to be hard. I wasn't sure if I was going to get a cast, if it was going to be too much, and I was going to have this build up. So I just went with the Unicurl curls alone, and it worked brilliantly by itself. This can definitely stand by itself. I say you can use this on top of the leave-in, and that would be all you need. This enchanted oil gave my hair a lot of shine. I did not show you how lovely and moist and just how shiny those twists were when I did them, But just with the heat and the sweat, like I feel like I lost all of that in 3 days. So that is how you can have a good product, but you really can't leave those twists in too long, especially in the heat. I'm going to keep saying that. That heat makes a world of difference. And so it can make it seem like my twist looks so ragged and old by the time I took it out. So maybe if I hadn't done so much and just been home and not been out in the elements at all, then it probably would have done fine. But this was a great combo. The Unicorn Curl says it hydrates, softens, reduces frizz, adds shine. I completely agree. It has a very soft hold. It has aloe vera gel, shea butter, sunflower oil, marshmallow root, slippery elm, fenugreek, honey, BTMS, fragrance. The oils in here are avocado, macadamia, sunflower, grapeseed, castor, and then it has horsetail, nettle, fenugreek, and hibiscus. So actually almost every product that I used had some herbs in it this time. And I typically try not to. Mane Krush is only one of the brands that I can use products with all Ayurvedic herbs in it for every product on a wash day. Like every single product contains some Ayurvedic herbs and not have it too stiff. I've used some companies that have Ayurvedic herbs in every product, and by the end my hair feels like I've done a protein treatment. Like it just can be too much. So Candace knows how to measure this just right. You get just what you need and not too much, and I love it. This was a great wash day. I love how my hair turned out. I love the curls. I will have to probably in a few days put these in some big twists. If I want some shine back in it, I can spritz it probably with a little water and or refresher spray. And then what would I do? It depends on how it feels, you guys. Like I really don't think it needs more styler because my hair is so nice and soft. It's so moisturized. So I would say maybe a little bit of refresher spray and a little bit of oil to retwist this. I think that would be more than enough for this brand to be able to just refresh it, put some big twists in it, and be able to stretch it out a few more days. So you guys know I love Mane Krush. I'm so glad I went back and visited these. It was just a nice reminder. Sometimes you get caught up in so many brands and how different herbs act in those products that you start to take that knowledge and put it on every brand, and it's just not the same. Mane Krush is one of those that uses Ayurveda, but you get so much moisture to offset it that you could use it every single week and not have a problem. Every single week. Whereas, as I said before, there are some brands, it's too much for my hair. I would have to use an Ayurvedic line 1 week, and then the next 2 to 4 weeks use an all moisture brand because the strengthening property in the herbs can be so much, but not with this. Didn't have that at all. So if you are one of the last people on the planet who has not tried Mane Krush, I do have a coupon code. It is Essence, and you can go online and try some. It is so hard trying to decide which ones to get. Oh my gosh, I feel so stressed out when somebody asks me what they should start with because they're all so good. But these are and you know that they do have some products by season. There's some they bring out in the winter season and then they go away in the warmer seasons and so forth. But yeah, and I get confused as to which one is which. But I would say if you have more coarser dry hair, I like the Crisis Control for sure. And the other one that I really like that I don't think I have is the Fairy Godmother leave-in. That's another one that I love. So if you have hair similar to mine, those would be the two that I recommend. If you have more looser wave hair, or maybe your hair is not as thick, or if it's a little bit more but if you just don't have hair, your strands are just not that coarse and thick and dry, then the knotless would be a good one. And because I wasn't sure about this, try it. You can always combine it if you think that won't be enough. The Curltini I did not try, but I would never ever not do a video and not include this baby. I need to go back and do a wash and go with this. I really wish I had have. I did one before. I will put it in the description box. I believe I said that before so that you can see it. But I'm curious to see how it would do now, like a year later, now that I'm a little bit wiser and a little bit more experienced with these wash and goes. I am really wanting to do this. But this is one of those two everybody needs in your stash of products. No matter what your hair type, you can use this in some way. It lasts forever. One jar will take you forever. If you are a wash and go person and you use this exclusively, then you already know that this goes a long way. The oils are so good. An oil is not just an oil. You cannot say that you have somebody else's oil and go, oh, I have the oil already. It's so different. So different. Very rarely do I see someone use macadamia oil in their mixture. And this with the avocado, the sunflower, the grapeseed, the castor, it's just a perfect combination. It's lightweight. So if you have thinner hair as well, you can use this with no problem at all. It is not going to be a heavy oil just because it had castor oil in it. So don't be afraid of that. And the other products that I used in my maintenance routine, my shampoo and conditioner, I don't want to forget those. I have to mention these. This Ado Build Up Black Soap. Oh my gosh, this stuff is so wonderful. If you need a clarifying shampoo, maybe you have product buildup, your hair is low porosity and your hair just likes a sulfate shampoo when you're able to clean all the gunk off, but you really don't want to use sulfates, black soap is a great alternative. A black soap shampoo is not just a black soap shampoo. Everybody's is different. BeautyNest does theirs in a way, again, that balances off the moisture exquisitely. You're not going to come away with this at all feeling stripped. It has this tip on it. All you need is a little bit, and it just, I'm just amazed at the lather. I feel like I was just rinsing, and I realized, oh my gosh, I used way too much. Which is nice because I know now I'll have this for a while. But if you get this, you will have this a nice long time. It is one that you can use every week as well. It is just a gem. A gem. Cocoa butter inside a black soap shampoo is just brilliant. It has the sulfur and the tea tree and peppermint oil in it. So if you have a issue with scalp, or if you don't have any issues with your scalp, you'll be fine. If you do suffer with problems with your scalp, this is even better because now you get the benefit of the African black soap plus the tea tree plus the sulfur. That girl should have been a doctor. I'm telling you, her products cleared my skin up like nothing else. And she has all the perfect things in here that if you're struggling with any issues, this is going to do it. I promise you. Give that a try. And I also used, what else did I use from her? Oh, the Watch Me Grow oil. I used this while I was deep conditioning, and I still added more to my scalp when I was styling my hair. It is a little bit thicker than you would use to seal in hair. I wouldn't seal in moisture with this because it would probably be too heavy for that. But if you suffer with dry scalp, it is perfect. It is so good. You can rub it in, and for some reason, maybe because it's thicker, I don't have the problem of putting this on my scalp and then have it, no matter how much I run, how much I rub. Sometimes oil just seems to start coming down the back of my hair, my neck, and my face. I don't have that with this, even though I feel like I use quite a bit of it. It is filled with loveliness. Oh my gosh, look at this. And for those of you who are visually impaired, I know you're out there. I'll read some of these off to you just to give you an idea of some of the great things here. Rice bran oil, avocado oil, sweet almond, olive, hemp seed, castor oil, black seed oil, Ayurveda wise, amla, brahmi, ginger root, hibiscus flower, aloe vera, horsetail, ama, neem, cayenne pepper, calendula, dandelion, fenugreek, yucca root, mustard seed, moringa, onion. Y'all, I'm not going to even read all of it. Like, all of that in itself is enough for a super duper healthy scalp for nourishing your roots. And there's more. There's more. There's so much more in here, and it's so good. It feels so great on the scalp. And again, use it while you're deep conditioning. Use it even during the week. I will definitely go back and use that again this week when I am refreshing my hair, just to add some more to the scalp, because my scalp tends to dry out. Sweat just will do that. And so all in all, just a great wash day. Just great. When you have struggled so long and not washed your hair in the time that you normally do, and so you know that your hair is super duper brittle and you need a wonderful, wonderful moisturizing routine, it's so nice to be able to have some to go to that you know you're going to get exactly what you need. Every product is going to do exactly what you expect it to, exactly what it says, and it's going to be amazing. And that is how I feel this wash day was. So it's so nice to have reliable brands. I love trying the new ones and dabbling here and there, because sometimes you never know. You might find a fave in there. But to have those few reliable ones that when everything else is iffy, these are predictable. Those were two of those I used today. The Mane Krush and the BeautyNest. Every freaking time. Every single product I love. Absolutely love. And I do know that BeautyNest just put out a new Ambuno shampoo bar that I hear is a must try. I keep seeing it and I keep swooning over it, and I'm gonna get it. Oh, it's just a matter of time. I really want to compare it to what she did with this black soap. Ambuno is another product that cleans really well but can be stripping. I cannot wait to see what she added to that to balance it off, because some of the other influencers that I've seen use it, they're getting that soft, amazing lather like I got with that one, and I can't wait. So if you are anxious to see that, do give this video a thumbs up, and I will come back and I will get that. Maybe I'll ask her to send it over so we can do a demo of it. But I appreciate you guys so much. Be sure to follow BeautyNest. Be sure to follow Mane Krush, because if anybody is anxious about any of my all-time holy grail, no fail brands, those two are definitely in the number. Follow them. Follow their, subscribe to their emails on their website, or text messages, or whatever you can get from them, because usually people that are subscribed to the text system and to the emails get notifications first. So if there's a sale and you want to know about it, then you can. I also have a code for BeautyNest, and I will put it here because I can't remember it. I'll put it in the description box as well, and I will also add a video of me using their entire line in the description box as well. Okay, I'm gonna go, you guys, because you know I could talk all day. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being so patient and so kind. I love reading your comments, and I love having you here, and I'm so glad that I could finally wrap up a video to bring to you that I'm thrilled about. So if you have any questions for me, put them down below and I will meet you down there. Hope you guys are doing so well. I was saying that since last year, and now life is turning back around, and it's so nice. I can't wait to hear what you guys are up to. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.